our continuing coverage of the North American LCS just for you. We're jumping right back into the action with Cloud9 versus LMQ, the two-time defending champs facing off against the new #1 team in the league.
This is going to be good, Rib, and this matchup has given us some of our most exciting matches this streak. I don't know what he's doing. He's rubbing his arm. For Cloud9, they continue to manufacture wins, and they're now on a 3-game winning streak, which doesn't seem that great, but they did come back from a 5,000 gold deficit against Dignitas to win. And the game before that, they came back against Curse with some really good late-game team fights. So they are a team that can just manufacture those wins.
Now, a 3-game winning streak is very respectable, especially with how competitive this split has been. But LMQ, they're on a 7-game winning streak, the longest we've seen this summer.
Yeah, and most recently they took down Complexity. And once again in that game, Ackerman gave us a huge performance on Gragas. Of their 7 straight wins, Riv, Ackerman's played Gragas in 5 of those games and has an 8.7 KDA. I will be extremely surprised if Cloud9 lets him have that champion.
Yeah, I would too. There's a lot of mutual respect between these two teams. And LMQ say they will have to fix the little mistakes if they want to even up the score against Cloud9.
I honestly thought LMQ would struggle trying to get first place top 4 or something, but they've been doing really well.
我觉得C9是一支非常完整的队伍。我们只在3场跟他们比赛之中，我们3场在前中期都掌握了主动权，都占据了优势。但是有2场比赛，我们最终因为一些个人的失误输掉了比赛。
And I think it happened actually all 3 games against them. They snowballed an early lead and almost won the game 3 out of 3 times, but we won twice.
他们就是能把经济死死的咬住，就不会太崩盘。然后他总会就抓到一些失误嘛，因为这一些东西，就前期、中期的优势就没了，然后就给他们打回来了。
I actually really like how LMQ plays. The way they play just puts so much pressure, and I believe that the way they're playing is the correct way to play.
如果说要跟他们打的话，到时候我们要选择一些在后期更稳定，然后让我们集体的失误要更少，这样的话我们才能确保我们的胜利。
Very interesting words from Lemon Nation. The aggression way is the right way to play, he thinks. Is that the style they adapt to, or how does that work out?
Both teams have really just been playing with their strengths and weaknesses in these games. Obviously, Cloud9 has been the better communication team, better late game, more experience, whereas LMQ has been beating them up in the early game where there's more action.
Right. We'll see how it happens as we get into this one. Let's check out the starting lineups. On the blue side, it's going to be Cloud9 this time. In the top lane, it's Balls, Meteos in the jungle, high and mid, Sneaky at AD carry, and Lemon Nation on support.
On the red side, of course, it is LMQ with Ackerman in the top lane, No Name in the jungle, Xiao in the mid lane, Vasily on AD, and more on support.
And we said it just a little bit ago, but we say it again, we think Gragas is going to be banned this game. The amount of Ackerman has been playing. It'd be interesting.
Or is it going to be taken by Cloud9? Balls could always take it. They have the blue side in this matchup. So in a sense, they could be playing a little bit of high-risk game here.
They could.
Who they leave up.
Also, the Nidalee in the top lane for Balls could be huge if that's not banned out. That and Gragas should really just be on the ban list. High has been having some really good games lately. He's been able to pull out a few things that really turn the tables for the team and hasn't been getting himself into too many sticky situations that really puts the curve on Cloud9's winning situation. See what they have.
There it is.
Hey, we recognize that you're pretty good with this champion. Kog'Maw taken out of the game as well. Just take out the Trist already. See everything early. Lulu. Wow. Top lane love here. That is really where all-star players sit in this team. Very, very good strength coming out of the top lane. High caliber play there. Force ban for LMQ on Kassadin. That's one they knew would be in the 3. And now we're really, who gets the target? What composition did they destroy?
Lee Sin.
Oh, a no-namer. All right.
Target E-ban.
Yeah.
But it's not like No Name is a Lee Sin mastermind. He has been playing it the last 4 games out of 5.
Yeah, they love comboing that Gragas with it, whether it's because that or not. But
yeah, and Rengar in the last one. I wonder. Alrighty then. So Trist is the first pick here for Sneaky. Braum up, everything really up. Whether they decide to go with Rengar, whether we see more Yasuo, because the week before this one in North America, he was banned in 7 of the 8 games. And there it is for High.
Whoa. Hello for double lock-in.
Top lane and mid lane.
Yasuo
picked blind.
Immediately, yeah. Yasuo goes through. He's been banned up all day, and Tristana, that's going to be first time for balls here in the NALCS.
So often you see teams wait to pick their solo lanes when they're not super first pick priority level.
Sometimes.
Not all the time. I mean, Lulu's up as well. Those are these certain laners that you're comfortable picking blind. Yasuo typically hasn't been one of those, but for high, he is.
I kind of like this pickup that Cloud9 did. LMQ's reacting now. Well, how do they react?
Right, with a poke comp, potentially. Jace Xerath is a thing that LMQ may very well run. Jace in the top lane on Ackerman. They could do it. Do it! I want to see it.
I like how fast Cloud9 locked in.
Yeah.
The thing that hits LMQ the most is deviating from what they get in Champion Select. Now they're reacting, it looks like, to what just happened. This deviation may hurt them, but it also may solidify a win as well.
This is also a bit of a mind game here. Jace can be a flex pick.
Yep.
He has been seen in the mid lane in other regions. Xerath is a much more common mid laner, though, lately, and Ackerman does play it in the top lane.
Look at Cloud9.
First pick here in the NALCS. All right. He was banned that 1 week when Prawley was practicing him in mid lane. That's what that ban is for.
Wow.
So Cloud9's got to... They have to see this coming. They see the Ezreal very poke-based. They must know something along the lines of a Xerath is coming. They have to try and get initiation or catch potential right now. Morgana is still up. That's great catch potential. And then move speed there from Nunu.
Nicely done.
Might be a little tricky for them to get fights.
My word.
Of course, that's the poke comp.
That's so much pain from far.
All right.
What a gathering of champions that LMQ has put together here in light of seeing a quick rise and Yasuo pick up for second and third on the side of Cloud9. We're going to have a match on our hands. Top tier LMQ, #1 right now in the league. Cloud9's clawing their way right to that spot as they try.
We're going to get to find out how obnoxious his composition is to play against, because LMQ has been playing a lot of it in scrims, and it is apparently quite lethal. They have a wind wall to block one skill shot, pretty much.
Yep.
And then Cloud9's going to have a very strong split-pushing presence and ability to flank to get team fights if they want this to work. Ackerman's going to have to be very coy with his acceleration gates as well, because if it's down, it means Cloud9 could initiate.
They do have that movement speed, a few stats to give themselves to really relay and get back into a fight. As the teams load onto the Rift, let's load up the vote, see how you guys are calling this matchup. According to LOLesports.com, it's very close. 56% of you are giving this one to Cloud9, but that could change.
That's what happens when you have the first place team against a team tied for second. You can change that as well by tweeting hashtag C9win or hashtag LMQwin to us at LOLesports throughout the game.
Got to remember, ones to watch coming into this, as we said throughout the week, will be high, seeing if he can keep the team going. And now a question, as these comps come together, how can you quickly shut down a poke comp in that laning phase? What do you go for? What do you look for?
I mean, laning phase, it's just like any other game for the most part. But if they're poke-based champions, you do just want to try and outfarm them and make sure they don't get stronger than you. Because the worst thing that happens against a poke comp is they get so far ahead that even when you engage on them, they beat you. So really, it's all about Cloud9 beating them to objectives or catching them in places where they can't run away. And that actually is somewhat isolated from the laning phase. Laning phase is just kind of like any other game.
Both of these teams have a great laning phase, excel at that first dragon fight, so I'm sure everybody's going to be clashing heads in this one. Xiaowei Xiao is known to have a very good lead at 10 minutes on his lane. High has let farm go, but not as much as of recently. Less roam from the mid lane has kept him there and fighting against the mid. We'll see if he can get a kill out of this in the early game. Meteos on Nunu, not the first time we've seen that.
Got him. 5 gold. Yes.
Definitely playing a bit of a timer game there.
Yeah.
Done.
Definitely knowing when they're going to be coming around the corner.
He wants more gold. Hey! Cash money's in the pocket.
All right, then.
Looks like he's actually... They're going to be walking over warp. I like this. Elimination distraction, 3-person huddle.
Want to do a 3-man invade early. Meteos wants to try and neutralize No Name as much as possible here.
Full knowledge.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a gentleman's agreement.
Lemon in danger of taking some damage, but not really in danger of dying. 2 for 3.
Ackerman's
They're really
all
wanting
the way
to do
down.
this to late invade. It's because they keep seeing Meteos' posture in that ward that LMQ has placed around their own red. I think now that they've seen Meteos fall back, they're less inclined to go for the jungle invade. And with Xerath showing in the mid lane there it is.
Little ward.
All right, definitely going full in on this jungle invade. Doesn't mean Lemon can't put this ward, or even just land another binding.
Look at the gold, 2.7 to 2.6. Lemon Nation making things happen early game.
Money get paid. But with no lane swaps, this shouldn't actually have too big of an impact. Ooh, they actually might be quite late to lane. Nah, they'll be fine.
No, he's not even pushing, because he knows he's going to push inadvertently anyways with the explosive shot, so they got to stick it out. Nicely done. We'll see if Meteos, looks like he can make his way over to that red buff. He should be fine. We'll start out at level 1s and see where the damage comes from. And high. Aggro!
Whoa!
What?
Turret!
That
Hurts.
first shot. Gotta have to watch
Even
out for
things
that
out.
one.
A barrier actually from Xiao Xiao. Instead of the heal.
Ooh. Just on the coattails. Like the barrier. Much baiting to be had.
It'll be better if he gets ignited.
Wow. Yeah?
And that's about the only thing it's better for.
We'll see. Very difficult to play against Xiao Xiao. Want to harass as well as keep your farm up, but High doing a little bit of both there. Sneaking now up to the turret. Very nicely done, taking out that Lemon Nation, trying to help. And this is where Vasili's going to want him. Not able to get too much of a gold lead yet, but they do have level 2s in the bot lane without any aggression. Whoa!
Nice bit of damage they're going to get on High here.
Kind of delivered that one to him. Saves his summoners. He actually is going to be out of lane on this one. Meteos a little too late there. You had the right idea, though.
So no super early pressure by Meteos, in large part because of that late invade by LMQ. It really made Meteos go in a very specific route, which meant he could not disrupt No Name if he wanted to maintain 2 buffs on Nunu. So that was really well played by LMQ early game to get to this point.
Looks like Meteos feels he's comfortable to show mid for this bit of experience. Seeing No Name back in his jungle, no problem showing the jungle mid lane if you're not going to get any aggression. So they're trying to just bide some time.
And this bottom lane as well is something I really want to track, because I was talking with Freak earlier actually about the Braum versus Morgana matchup.
Okay.
And we so frequently see these LCS teams pick Braum, and then you always see Morgana picked as a counter. And almost all of the time, the Morgana seems to just win the lane. Being able to stop the stuns from coming out, then also having the bindings to catch, just swing the matchup, yet teams continually pick into it.
Yeah.
Whether LMQ can change that is yet to be seen. I think teams are picking Braum because they feel like the team fight potential is just so immense that it's worth it. But the question will always be if you can get out of the lane even enough for that to matter.
Had a Braum on Lemon Nation, but High is just leaving himself for the Yasuo ultimates. He really doesn't have anything else displacing for these. Meteos and No Name, a level 4 to a level 3. He's not having fun right now, trying to get back up, but he has the cool coat, both of them. Those are going to be in the jungle, farming it up. Sweeper. Gets it. Jungle Wars. Won by Meteos so far. 19 to 13 in that CS, so he's making an impact, and he's going to make a bit of damage here.
He's definitely going to have to burn something here.
Left and rights to the face, and No Name returns that favor. It looks like he flashes in. Wow, High going very aggressive. Meteos could not connect that blast. Cannot get the kill.
Extremely close to killing No Name right there. He pretty much had to burn all of his escapes, but the fact that he got the flash down of High means he might be making a return.
Oh, hello.
Lemon was hoping to kill No Name in the jungle there, actually, and also gets a ward in the process. One of the big things Cloud9 does when they're doing well is they always get a guaranteed result with a jungle invade with a chance at something more. So they sync up right there a potential kill on No Name with a deep ward. He wouldn't have even tried for that move if he didn't have a ward to place.
And it's that instance as well. Most players would feel like they could go into a sense of security. You're not going to expect the support in your face. So I like that Cloud9 is always thinking on top of the game, trying to be where their opponents wouldn't expect it.
And we haven't even touched on this top lane yet. It's a very unconventional matchup, Ryze versus Jace. Much squishier people than we are used to seeing, so there is some serious potential for death up here in 1v1s. Both these guys building a tier early should prove explosive.
Cloud9, 65-35 as the fans staying behind them here as they are tied for second place, looking to move up. No Name back to the mid lane high with a good ward to the top side, but he doesn't have himself covered as well as LMQ does.
No Name is absurdly paranoid with vision control this game. You can see with the Quill Coat early on Elise to get the extra ward from that item.
Yeah, usually we're either seeing fast sight stones, the Wraith damage coming out from that, but this time the Quill Coat for him, he's still 10 CS behind as he's not making too many moves. Medio is starting to put some forward wards in to make sure.
He wants that ward, but it's a little dangerous to take.
He's definitely got a bad pinch here.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Just gets one hit in.
Knowledge
it's really
is there.
This whole game, this whole mini game right now. This game has all been about vision control up until now. Whether or not Meteos can get ahead of No Name. The nice thing about this is even though they're having this vision battle where they're both just completely consumed with wards, it's in the favor of Cloud9 when they're doing that stuff. Balls though gets it back.
Doesn't hit the turret. Whoa! Throwing down the ultimate. Ackerman decides not to engage on that one and just a bit short on the powered shock blast.
And just to get back to the jungle point as well, even though that top lane could definitely have action soon, it's in favor of Cloud9 because that's what Nunu wants to do. He wants to neutralize the other jungle as much as possible. So to make it so the lanes have an easy time, and then Meteos can make choices of where to go, whereas No Name is trapped into playing the Nunu game.
And that he is. He is just waiting to find him in the jungle. The ward there helps. But this is, like just like you were talking about, No Name has to deal with this when he gets to his buff.
There's already a couple flashes down.
They're all both on 3 sides. This should easily be Cloud9's. The smite goes over. No Name tries to get out of this one. Very dangerous situation.
I thought for sure when he landed that tornado on Elise, he was going to follow with an ultimate and kill him, but High restrains himself and they get out with just the red steal. They did get the red, right?
Yeah, they did. He just used the smite on Golem. No Name did. Meteos grabbing up that nicely. It looks like they may actually have a bit of coverage for red here, or rather Dragon, but not to do it. Just get it set up.
And they're definitely just trying to move themselves into LMQ's territory. They want to keep Xiao down and farm as much as possible, which is no easy task.
They disperse. They get their forward wards in. Cloud9 just playing this one quite slow. Nobody's grabbed a definitive lead just yet. They don't exactly have a super playmaking team. High has to get himself in that position to get that ult going. So could be quite tight if LMQ does kind of gain any bit of lead, because that poke team is going to hurt.
This will be a very interesting game whenever LMQ can start setting up their own siege.
Yeah.
Whether or not Cloud9 can get the right type of team fights, because they're put in the position where they have to try and engage as quickly as possible. So very high pressure situations will happen in this game.
Interesting. Sneaky did this last time as well. The Infinity Edge straight. He was facing a Jinx last time. But usually we'll see the static shiv from people. He's going for the damage. It looks like he's actually still leveling explosive shot. We'll see a Triss try to level up rapid fire and equal that with your Infinity Edge. Get all the max damage that you can. Static shiv, however, coming up for High in the mid lane, so that'll be expected. 85 to 92 there. Xiao farming accordingly. Keeping himself safe. Good aggression in this bot. They can't seem to get a kill down just yet. Definitely not coming from the junglers. They're just playing patty cake in the jungle all day.
It's a good way of describing it.
Yep. Here we go again.
Uh-oh,
this might be No Name.
a little bit deep. He might have to burn flash here.
Causing chaos. Pulls everybody out of the lane. Flash kind of stinks to burn, but getting a few CS missed everywhere.
Keeping these solo lanes even with the incredibly skilled lanes of LMQ. This is the thing. Cloud9 has excelled in games in the past when this was the standard laning phase. I mean, when Balls gets to play Ryze top, even though he hasn't been getting to play it much recently, he's 6-0 as Ryze in NALCS history. That's across all of his NALCS games. But it's so good for him when he's on a damage-dealing top laner like this. Safely farming as a squishy champion in the top lane, in large part because Meteos has held so much control over where No Name goes.
He might be able to play off the aggression of Ackerman here.
Yeah.
Oh! Meteos.
They saw him, right?
I don't know. No ping.
No. Well, they see him now.
He's like, all right, I give up. Well played there. Ackerman, he did go aggro once onto balls. They were hoping for that again, but he's played it safe. Very calm, cool, and collected in that top lane. Nobody really wants to be the first one to give up first blood here. It's going to be getting tense, and there will definitely be a dragon to be had if that first blood happens from mid to the bottom side of the map. Just a 400 gold lead, and I think that's from the wards these guys have been clearing. The lanes are just about even.
Yeah. The question will be whether Cloud9's plays 400 more gold worth of wards in the game to keep the itemization.
It's the Lemon Nation bindings.
Because you look at the items, and they're all pretty close. Ackerman trying to get his Muramana as quickly as possible, or Manamune, which will turn into Muramana. Vasily just trying to farm up desperately for Trinity Force. No one really jumping ahead on items yet. Surprised that the Sneaky went with the BF sword on Trist instead of a static Shiv for more wave clear, since they are specifically against a poke team, and they do not have very strong wave clear at all. If a siege situation does come about, the static Shiv would be, I think, incredibly important. But he wants that Infinity Edge first.
All right. Good bush control coming from Moore. No lockdown yet in any lane. Sneaky farming up 112 to 116. Almost helping a little bit without that static shift to keep the lane right in the middle for himself. We saw how easy it was for Vasily to just mystic shot him to the turret when he needed. Still waiting for Dragon to go down. Both teams giving each other a lot of respect in the compositions they've brought to the table. No real strong engages. Just kind of sight given, aggression given, and then they turn around and walk back.
And it's crazy considering these are actually pretty aggressive lanes.
Yeah.
And pretty aggressive
kill
teams
lanes
as well. LMQ is a team that plays exceedingly aggressive. Although they did say that Cloud9 capitalizes so well on their mistakes, so their previous 2 defeats to Cloud9 may have them playing more passively right now, just trying to avoid the mistakes that have plagued them in the past.
And this could be that deviation that LMQ talks about that they don't want to do in Champion Select. Those were fast pickups of Yasuo and Ryze, and we haven't seen LMQ picking up that Jace anytime soon, so they have reactively picked into this.
They have, but at least it's something LMQ has practiced.
Right. This still will work for them. Oh! Almost getting that hit up from Xerath. Good fight here. Morris just walking right into the fight. Locks it up. Vasily. Arcane shifts out into the True Shot barrage. They get a good bit of damage. Nobody goes down on either side, but that Dragon nicely going over to Cloud9.
That's the kind of decisive stuff Cloud9 needs to do. If they would have danced around that Dragon, they would have been poked out. And you could see when LMQ did try to collapse in, they couldn't really do it unless they had preemptive poke to begin the fight.
Just an extra shot.
Jace kills turrets fast when you leave his Rise, though, that's for sure. That's an injecting trade if I've ever seen one.
Falls without teleport. He's going to be running back. So he gets back in time. 128 to 124. Didn't lose too much in that as Cloud9 tries to start picking up a little bit of vision around the map. Xiaowei Xiao nicely clearing this one out as well. He'll do his farm thing, just trying to stay strong. Has had quite a bit of luck bringing out the Xerath lately. His champion pool has just been outstanding throughout the LCS split. I think we saw the most fault in his play on the Pantheon they tried to bring out mid. Other than that, very comfortable in the champion pools that LMQ can bring to the table. I guess that will help you get to #1 at some point.
Definitely will help you get to #1. Look at the ward play. It's just, how many ward kills have there been in this game? It's got to be some kind of record for 15 minutes. Static Shiv is completed on high, even if that's not the direction Sneaky is going. Sneaky has enough gold for Infinity Edge.
2,600 gold.
Yes,
He's
sir.
just hanging out, burning a hole in his pocket. Hits 2,700. But if you're going to be safe in lane, the time to back. You don't back when you're going to lose a whole minion wave or when your turret's going to take damage. So without the time, he finds it now. 22.4 to 21.2. Dragon helping a little bit with that gold lead, and now the impact plays could be coming out of the damage. Items finished on that side of Cloud9. Just about finished up on the side of LMQ.
Here's the siege, though.
Yeah.
How quickly will Cloud9 initiate? They're trying to flank. Oh, my!
Oh, High gets it in for himself. He goes right into the fight. What an absolute zero from Meteos. Moore is tripping on his own feet to get out of this one, and High picks up a double kill with a self-initiated last breath.
That siege didn't last long, that's for sure. That was such a quick collapse by Cloud9. They knew exactly what to do against that. LMQ didn't have the proper vision control. Lemonation landed the bindings he needed to, and they just destroyed in after the acceleration gate was down. It was exactly what Cloud9 needed to do, and it gives them 3 easy kills.
Explosive first fight, right in the mid lane too, just opening up the map. 4,000 gold lead comes out of that. Dark binding over the wall, and good dodge from Silly. So Meteos and crew now denying resources all around the jungle as they know some breathing room now given to them. They have LMQ on the back foot. Nicely controlled as well. They're not super fast pushing this, taking their time to get everything they can out of it and make sure LMQ is really running thin.
The siege like that being so quick. Lemonation
such good play.
Onto such a priority target as well. Just a huge amount of damage before any poke could be laid down. That's the key to all this. I feel like LMQ went up to the turret far too early. That is the most dangerous place for the poke comp to be, is right next to the turret. They need to land the siege before they put all 5 people at risk like that.
He's at least hit a few health bars before you're taking down the turrets. An unfortunate turn of events for LMQ, but first blood and a turret in their favor going for Cloud9. Now with Tristan in the bottom lane, Sneaky has gonna get, I believe, a second item already after that fight. 2 assists, put him on a static shiv if he's gonna get it, or the Phantom Dancer for max damage.
Berserker Greaves.
I'm a liar.
Hey, he's getting there. He'll have it soon enough. LMQ though trying to keep pressure in the mid lane.
They're afraid.
Definitely have to respect.
They have the wards to see that hardly anyone is around them, but just straight down the lane, there's still an initiation from high to be had there. That's what they just got, and they don't want to get it again.
Definitely not.
Minute 30 on Dragon. They're going to bide their time here. Rod of Ages stacking up, so Balls is only going to be stronger coming into these fights. Teleport's going to be down for him, up for Ackerman. But
this could be the turret, though. There's just not the people in position. LMQ trying to be relentless. This will be round 2. Balls has his teleport up, so when Meteos comes in behind, expect to teleport as well. This has to be the fight. They do not want to get sieged, and the acceleration gate is down as far as retreats are concerned.
I'm looking for Meteos to lay down a ward for this teleport to come in.
LMQ realized how dangerous they were being right there.
Good wards behind them. Keeping that safety in. High, taking a bit too much
damage.
This is what you were talking about, those health bars getting low. Now the siege can be a little bit more effective. A minion away behind, see if they keep it steady.
Cloud9 doesn't have the best ward for Balls to teleport in on right now. They would love to have one in the mid lane right behind LMQ. So this is a little bit of a dodge battle right here for Cloud9 because they can't safely initiate, it seems.
I was going to say they might try it with that gate down without the acceleration of being able to get out or in. Maybe Balls would hit his ultimate and fly in. He is starting to walk down, actually.
Well, there's no great place to teleport.
Right.
So
he's going to be coming through these wards.
Too much damage for
LMQ is getting really what they want out of this.
As well.
Look at Cloud9. They're not in any position to fight a dragon.
Cloud9 has to make a very quick choice right here. Do they think they're strong enough to fight with high at half health?
Yes, they do.
Or do they realize that LMQ is a poke comp that can't actually run into them, and Cloud9 is just going to push right up mid lane? I think that's the smarter choice.
And it looks like they don't have the wave, but they are going to have the positioning for it, causing LMQ to run all the way around these
Exactly. LMQ is so long range right here, they'd have to go the very long way around.
Finding getting on the outside. That's going to be a turret down. A lot of the wards right now wasted for LMQ are on Cloud9's side of the map, so if they can get a good fight here, they're fighting in LMQ's dark side. Shot from Lemonation, trying to just thwart off any bit of rotation. Dragon is going to be going over to LMQ for that turret. Really playing the game like that. They're going to just put it right out there for LMQ and say, we are testing you. Are you going to approach? It looks like they have just too much damage consumed, and then the smite from Meteos. 20-minute Baron going over to Cloud9 as they make a beautiful rotational play.
What a fantastic call right there. It really seemed like Cloud9 was going to be content trading that mid-turn for the Dragon because that is the standard play. And even when High went up towards the top lane early, I just assumed he was going for the large creep wave, and I think LMQ did as well. They took a giant snake along the way. That was really nice, taking the Baron at 20 minutes, uncontested. That's actually, isn't that exactly what they did yesterday?
LMQ?
Toss?
Yeah.
No,
they got a 23-minute Baron, yep.
Cloud9, yeah, man.
Little taste of their own medicine. No Name's trying to get himself back and readied into this one. He's a level behind. Ackerman, a level behind. Xiao Xiao 2 levels behind High. These guys are having a great game on the side of Cloud9. All catapulted by that one mid-fight.
And just superior team communication.
It's that one voice.
Yeah, High is really on point. He's on Yasuo. It gets banned against him pretty much all the time. When he is comfortable on his champion, he is more likely to make strong shot calls as well.
Wow.
Dangerous to have that single point of failure on a team, but when it doesn't fail, it's really, really good.
Everything working out for them. Such an early Rod of Ages from Balls and his Seraph's Embrace. Rather, Archangel's being stacked up at 600 right now, so he's very close to getting himself more protection and more engaged. This could be the 4th turret of the game here for Cloud9 as they bear down on the bottom lane. Elimination taking some shots.
Will be hard for them to siege, though, against this.
Yeah,
poke
they have good wards. LMQ.
They got to get some flank attacks going.
Ooh, Hasaki indeed. Misses that one out. And he's going to back off. Doesn't want to take too much poke. They could get a good side swipe here onto Xiao Xiao, but there'd just be too much movement probably to get there in time. Spreading LMQ thin. Can Cloud9 get the engage they want here?
Well, High has
by
Xerath
himself,
off on the side, so you'd assume they have a little bit better chance, but you can see they've yet to touch that turret. Just because the Jace and Ezreal combined wave clear is pretty spectacular as well. It's almost like they need to split up into 3 lanes.
High's calling, kite the fight, make sure you're in a safe spot. I'm going to get a full push on the top wave as the map objective free. We need to get more spread. With the Seraph going from mid to bottom, it's too close.
This game would also mean if Cloud9's able to win that they'd be within a game of first.
Wow.
Which, when you consider how much Cloud9 has struggled this split, would be rather spectacular. It's like a struggling Cloud9 is still one of the best teams in North America. It shows you how dominant they have been these last 2 splits.
They make it count when they need to.
That's why this game was so hyped coming in as well. LMQ, the largest lead they've ever had in first place coming in. 2 games. And Cloud9, the 2-time defending champs. Yeah.
And this is LMQ. You're trying to break, what, 6-7 game winning streak here? So that's going to be tough on their momentum. Nice job by High to keep himself strong. And he's now easily in split push mode. Baron on top of the items he has, easily surmounting anybody on LMQ to face him 1v1.
LMQ does not have that answer. What about 2?
Oh, wow. And the exhaust pulled out there. Very nicely done by High in a 2v1 situation. Summoner heal down from Vasily, and they are trying to spread LMQ thin between mid and top now. And now we have ball split push into the bottom lane.
Yes, they're trying a 1-3-1, which is what they have to do. They have to push all 3 waves because LMQ's wave clear is so good. They can easily clear 2 waves. One with Xerath, the other with Jace. They have to be split even thinner if Cloud9 wants to push in.
And they will grab bottom turret. That's going to be big once Baron starts to come back up. If they can break that all the way down to the inhibitor. This will be 2 in a row depending on how fast Balls is crushing down that turret. The bottom lane, Vasily takes about half his HP from a shot there. Whoa, High, a little crazy in this situation. He is going to get out alive though, because look at this. More people to the party. Cloud9 brings the entire team.
High makes a play. Everybody collapses in. That's how you pull off that split push play. High playing out of his mind. Cloud9 well coordinated. They're looking for a quick and decisive victory over this poke comp try from LMQ.
We did call. Whoa! Okay, we didn't see Xiao Xiao, but Balls did, and the team was ready to act on that flash. Minute 20 on the clock for Dragon, but 25 minutes in, 6-0 so far. A champion shutdown game for Cloud9. LMQ's looking to squeak back into this somehow.
The thing about this from Cloud9 is how quickly they have just dismantled
very assertive
this LMQ strategy, and it's the assertiveness really. A lot of other teams take time to set up the right play against these poke comps, but you can immediately see as soon as one siege didn't work, 1-3-1 split push, High, draws attention, pulls off some amazingly great jukes, waits for the backup, gets the ultimate off as Balls is arriving. It's just like everyone is one person right now for Cloud9.
Previously, before that, he just bone exhaust and heal.
It's like, you know what?
We're not done.
Mid lane.
Huzzah!
Black shield to make sure he can't get stunned on the way through. A step ahead of the game, even in that flash.
I love the auto attack there from Balls at the end. Just got to get one more hit on the turret. So the map completely opened up to the front door now Cloud9 can work around the horn of LMQ's base if they decide
They're
to.
a little short on vision control here with the Dragon up in 10 seconds.
The Ward Wars will be intense.
Yeah, they're just going to push down mid lane. They do not want to risk going in against that lack of vision.
Oh, they're just going to push it.
They're scaring him off, though, because LMQ doesn't want to give up their inhibitor for a Dragon. They're the Siege Comp. If they lose their inhibitor turrets, they're done for.
Yeah, definitely a game that Cloud9 knew they were playing coming into this as soon as they saw the poke comp come to fruition. And it seems like LMQ again having to divert from what they wanted in this game definitely affected their style of play. They haven't even gotten a kill. LMQ is the team to lose or half win a fight and then come back to keep it going. Not this game. They haven't had the chance.
Definitely not.
A strong game streak that they have, but
yeah,
like
7-game win streak. Looking like it's going to be coming to an end right here as Cloud9 is surging towards Super Week.
it's crazy.
I mean, there's this poke comp that they're trying to run with Ezreal, Xerath, Jason, Elise, and it is attractive in the sense that it can poke so well with Jason, Xerath. You can see if they get ahead,
Right.
it would just be this ridiculous barrage of aggression. But they're actually lacking really strong disengage. They don't have big-time move speed boost that we've seen. Like, they pick the Braum, but it almost seems like they'd be better suited with the Karma.
Yeah.
Because if someone comes at them, they could actually get an extra speed away.
Right.
A little bit surprised at how easily Cloud9 is initiating on them. Obviously, Cloud9 is incredibly decisive in doing so, and they picked the last two. They kind of smelled out the composition in Champ Select and picked Strong Engage.
Right.
But it's really just a mismatch at this point.
Whoa. I would have put it past Hyde to get his own engage on that one. 4 deep in the team because Cloud9 was right on his heels. Saris and Brace finished up on balls. These guys are far and ahead, 11,000 gold, I should say, in the lead. They only have 5 more turrets on the map to drop. They're just trying to pick out LMQ wherever they can in the jungle. Like you said, Jet, once those inhibitors go down, it's going to be very tough. But I'm surprised LMQ is giving Cloud9 the time of day outside the base this much.
It's a lot of risk being out this far.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh. He's got to land sometime. Good exhaust. But again, High continuously pulling off summoner spells from the LMQ team.
And taking No Name to half health. There is a danger about LMQ knowing that Cloud9 is doing the Baron because they can throw so much poke into the Baron pit.
That's scary.
That's why Cloud9 is hoping they can actually catch a fight outside of the base right here. Them running away from LMQ right there kind of lets LMQ know they're on the Baron pit, but can they even make it through these 3?
Oh, a great shield. They're going to pull off. High could get an ultimate for himself here. He has it up. They were charging it on Baron. They knock him out of the way, unfortunately, but they're still getting the kills on this. A nice shield, or wind wall, rather.
There's a minion wave.
Going. There's 1 dash. There's 2 and 3. No Name's going to be hit up. He has the Guardian Angel. Can he get Vasily and the team to stay? Arcane Shift from Vasily gets him out with the fast fingers.
That's still 2 more kills, and the jungler down for Cloud9. They want to get this Baron. It's actually not completely solid yet because there's still a lot of poke they can get out here. LMQ is not done assaulting.
I'd say the Baron helps a little bit more. If they can get this, they're going to be taking damage all the time there at these next turrets. But they're also going to be taking a lot of pressure here from LMQ. Baron.
Oh, balls in
look down to about 3,000 health. Balls coming in from behind, and that is going to be the TP. See you later coming in. Double kill for Balls. Baron gets taken down by Meteos, and Cloud9's gunning for the front door.
Always with the flank attacks. They're not letting LMQ set up their artillery. They're just going right behind them and taking out the trebuchets where they lie.
Very nicely played throughout. Consistency and keeping their eye on the goal. Cloud9 yet to make a mistake and falter with a death in this game. They're going to be taking down the first inhibitor turret 10-0. Now the inhibitor at a 16,000 gold lead. They are running amok, and it looks like LMQ will not be able to stop it.
What an interesting turn of events we've had so far. Let's take another look at this teleport. This time they had the back ward. LMQ was preoccupied with the Baron and war control.
Oh,
although
wow.
High and Balls knew exactly where they were going right there.
Lemon's black shields this game as well.
Yeah.
So good.
We saw EG destroy Curse.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing Cloud9 walk all over LMQ. Some very one-sided games today, that's for sure.
Yeah. And Cloud9's playing it perfectly to get LMQ where they want them. They're only looking at that high initiation or dark binding catch, but they're making it work now with the teleports. Being in the right spot, the vision control is far, far in favor of Cloud9 right now, as Meteos walks over a ward. But it looks like LMQ is making one last stand with that Baron down. This is going to be the lane they want super minions in, says Cloud9. And that's the way it's going to work.
And they could still do a 1-3-1 if they really want to. They could still split up in a bunch of different directions. They would want Yasuo in the mid lane, Balls in the top lane once his teleports back up, and the other 3 in the bottom lane. But they might not even have to wait that long because they have that back entrance, or it's the front door that they've taken down.
Yeah.
They can get inside LMQ's house, basically, and make it so they're not able to set up shop. Which is exactly where they're approaching.
What an interesting way to play it. Usually you'd be yelling at your team, stop pushing the push lane. Get out of the push lane.
They need a way into the
You're
base,
right.
though, so LMQ can't set up.
And LMQ is going to have to let them walk through that front door. They're helping the super minions get in position. And we have Sneaky on the bottom side as well with a bit of that support.
It feels
They're
like at
gonna
this
be able to
point,
get to it.
LMQ can't even win a 3v5.
No.
In a lot of ways. You could see it when they're approaching the Baron pit. Like, they almost died without Meteos or High there. That turret's done for.
Yeah, you said it in the beginning of the game. If LMQ fell behind, this was going to be one of the hardest games they've faced in the NALCS Summer Split. And the next inhibitor will be going down. The brute force of Cloud9, just utterly too much for LMQ to handle.
Yep. They're going to be going for inhibitor number 3. The minion wave is, of course, cooperating. Cloud9 set it up that way. LMQ needs to try and fight, but they can't really initiate with their tools right now.
And a great use of wind walls as well to shut down the attack that would come from the siege. I think it might be the first time we saw Xiao Xiao ult in this game.
He hasn't had the opportunity. He wants to use it to secure kills. That time he picked up a few minions.
10-0. Cloud9 looking for a shutout. Will LMQ be able to squeeze out a kill here? High goes deep. Will he die in the fire? He is burning right now, but somehow he's got some fire retardant clothes on, and he stays alive. 12-0. 33 minutes on the clock. The Nexus in the eyes of Cloud9, and so is the win.
Whoa. 33 minutes to dismantle the #1 team in the North American LCS. What type of momentum will that mean for Cloud9 heading into Super Week? 1 game out of first.
Man, the guy right there, front line. Both these teams, LMQ likes the pressure. I think that's the right thing. We should play that aggression. And boy, did they. Lemon Nation said that in the pre-roll to the game, that aggression from LMQ is the right way to play, and man, did they bring that to the table.
They really just completely picked LMQ apart. The instant LMQ tried to set up their siege, Cloud9, they knew that story. They knew how it ended. They just need to find the flank. They found it immediately. They picked up a quick 3 kills. They said, all right, LMQ's going to try and come back. They're going to try and posture around the Dragon. And also, they're not that mobile of a team, despite being a poke comp. Let's just take Baron. And when that happened, there was no coming back.
The Yasuo pick getting through for high paying dividends in this game. And we've seen it more and more as mid laners feel confident to execute their own initiations. And he did so as well. LMQ got a little too close to that turret, and then the rest of the team, Lemon Nation coming in with great dark bindings, and that initial soul shackle was really huge for the fight. Everybody played so well.
Yep, Lemon Nation 1-0-10. The lane didn't really go in either direction, but the Braum was definitely not very effective this game. Another one of these pick Morgana into the Braum win matchups that we have been seeing so much of.
It's something we saw in this game that we saw an inkling of in the Curse game, as we saw Quas help dominate with his red. Both AD carry lanes helped their junglers in the beginning, and there was much more impact from the junglers to be in each other's faces. Like I said, they were playing patty cake all game, and the bottom laners, like, no fight there. So a little bit difference of style and play, wanting the lanes to get snowballed from the jungler more than just relying on your bottom lane to come out late game.
Picks
Very
and
cool.
bans, of course, we
Very
get
cool.
another victory for Balls' Rise. 7-0 now in an LCS play on that champion.
It's crazy.
They
How do
picked
you,
it really early. They picked it not even knowing what LMQ was going to pick.
they locked that in fast with the Yasuo, and then LMQ was kind of left on the teeter-totter to figure what do they pick.
It shows a little bit of vulnerability for LMQ. If you consider that both of Cloud9's solo lanes were picked, and then LMQ had a full opportunity to counter those choices, yet still when you watch the game play out, it looked like Cloud9 had a considerable advantage from the pick and ban. We know that LMQ has hesitated in the past to adapt mid-swing and say, we need to stick with what we strategized with.
Yeah.
But in certain situations, if Cloud9 is showing them their exact hand and they do not choose to counter, and they just say, we were going to play a poke comp, let's continue to play a poke comp, being oblivious to the fact that there's a lot of catch Cloud9 can still go in. They already have a Yasuo, who is one of the best diving assassins in the game, already on their lineup. It's going to be tough.
Give him multiple shields as well, at least to get through his own flow. And then the black shields, like we said from Lemon Nation, creating a lot of plays. And Cloud9's game this time really was inside the head of LMQ. Once they saw that poke comp, and as you mentioned, once that poke comp gets behind, you can dictate and they will walk to the beat of your drum however they want. Cloud9 went to Baron, pulled off, took a fight. They tried to do other things. And like I said, I was very surprised LMQ was giving them the time of day outside the base. But that's the team LMQ is. They'll still try to get back into it.
And they just didn't have the tools to do so in this game. I mean, on the year now, it's 3-1 for Cloud9. I think that's really interesting as we move towards Super Week in the playoffs, especially if these guys do end up being the top 2 seeds. A lot's still undecided because it's really tight now, especially with LMQ getting knocked down a peg. A first-round bye isn't even guaranteed for LMQ. Depending on how TSM does against CLG in this next game, Cloud9 and TSM could both only be 1 game back of LMQ by the end of the week.
Remember in the previous pre-roll, it was either Ackerman or Moore who said beating Cloud9 really means something to us. Cloud9 came out the better during the summer split. So for the straight story on Cloud9's win, let's throw it over to Freak and Dash.
Thanks, Riv. We want to welcome Sneaky and Hi to the desk after a very methodical win against LMQ there. And now to jump right into it. Hi, you guys seem to land on a really, really awesome comp. And when we were talking about it during the game, we were like, this is the perfect comp for Cloud9 and the way that they're playing currently. So did Champion Select go as planned?
I think Champion Select went really well for us. Lemon's like the master of that. It went basically down to exactly how we wanted it to. And as far as the playstyle fitting us, I got to have a champion that can go in, Yasuo, and I'm a pretty good initiator for the team, and it normally works better when I can dive their backline. So I got a champion that got to do that. Balls got to play a hyper carry top, and Sneaky got to play a hyper carry AD carry. So it's just we have our big 3 threats again, and the fact that I can dive into them helps our playstyle a lot.
And Sneaky, you managed to, I guess, knock down turrets this game more so than champions you were joking at before this one. We know Vasily, actually, as he's the highest CS at 1080 carry in the North American LCS. Their bot lane tends to do very, very well in lane. Did you feel any pressure in this game at all, or were you like, well, I've got Lemon supporting me, it's fine?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the matchup. So I was Tristana versus Ezreal Braum, where Ezreal Braum can pressure, but they have to land their Qs, which I think I was dodging almost all of them. So they couldn't really do anything to us, and we kind of just made it a farm lane the entire time.
And so when you're coming out of a farm lane, then what's sort of your goal on the team? It feels like you guys are playing these late game champions. Are you saying, just be safe from ganks and we'll wait to see what happens in team fights?
Well, obviously the goal is to win your lane, but there wasn't much of that possible. So outside of that, we do want to just survive and do the most damage as possible.
Okay. So Hi, staying on the same topic of the new play, or a play style, right? You guys seem to be more willing to let games go later, farm up, and are confident in your team fights and engages that you'll let the games go that late. Is that a concern when you look forward against teams that do play more aggressive early?
Well, I'm down to fight early game if the enemy team wants to, but their team comp, all they want to do is poke until we got too low HP to where we couldn't fight. So we just had to avoid that until the point where we're strong enough to tower dive. We could start tower diving them. It doesn't matter if they can poke us because we can just charge at them. So we had to wait a bit for our team comp to get a bit stronger to do what we wanted. So while the game went on longer than I guess it should have, maybe, it's just how the team comps go. When you have a poke comp that can wave clear, you don't really have that great of a siege comp. You have to wait until your comp can start diving their poke comp. So.
And all right, heck, you guys dived really well, so I guess that worked out really well. We'll actually move into our first replay then, where you guys do start picking a fight. Sneaky, if you want to go in on this one, this is your first blood around the mid lane outer turret. If you want to talk to me what your and the rest of the team's goals were here.
Well, I think the call was to go on them, and I think Hai had a really good tornado onto Elise, which basically just initiated the fight for us. And it kind of just went really well for us just after that. Like, they had to run, and they couldn't actually fight. So it was just free. I honestly barely did anything in this fight.
Okay, fair.
I tried to get a reset on Moore, but I didn't get the kill, and it's whatever.
Hi, any extra insight then as the guy who actually started the battle then?
They were trying to do things they couldn't. One, they can't really hit the turret because I just went wall in front of it. Two, they're right next to my turret, so if I ultimate them under my turret, I'm not really afraid of dying. and that they're just so weak that they couldn't actually kill me if I went in. And it's just a terrible idea for them to try and siege mid turret. But they were running out of options because bot was losing, top was losing. So they had to use their team comp to start pushing turrets. It's just that they were too far behind to actually be able to do that at that point in the game. So they got punished for trying to do something they couldn't.
What do you think they should have done then to not have this desperation, oh crap, siege mid out of turret moment?
Not lose all bot and top.
Just lane better and you got your way in.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
kind of what happens. If you have a siege comp and you lose lane phase, what do you do after that? You try to push mid and siege, and if you're just too weak to siege, your comp is kind of dead.
Okay.
Well, so talk to me about the early game, given the fact that they had some pretty decent laning picks. Jace versus Ryze, Xerath versus Yasuo, and then Ezreal and Braum. Like, all those champions should do well in the lanes that they were picked into. So what was it that allowed you guys to come out either even or ahead of every single lane?
So it wasn't that we were killing them in lane. That's not how we were winning lane. We were winning lane through our pressure and the times we backed. So we would get maybe like a good buy. We get a lot of wards into their jungle. We see where Elise is, and we just have control of the lane, even if that doesn't mean they're dead. Even if they're alive, as long as you have control of the lane, you're allowed to do what you want to do. So for Nunu, he got to go wherever he wanted in the jungle because top was pushing, mid was pushing, bot was pushing, and we had sights of Elise the entire time. So they couldn't do a play that we wouldn't be ready for just because we had control of the map and through the lanes. So while it didn't seem like we were stronger, we just had map control. So.
Yeah, and that went really well for you guys. So actually, let's go into the second replay then. This is the top lane tier 2 where the battle off starts out. I guess, Hi, you once again start this one with the wind wall under the turret.
Okay, well, is this after I ulted him or before? Oh, okay, so I go onto Ezreal here, and then I'm getting jumped on. So I tell them, or Lemon's telling the rest of the team to come up. And once again, they did like 1 damage to me. So then they're trying to do something to get back into the game. And at this point in time, they didn't do it correctly, and they're just too far behind. There's not much they could do at that point when we're just so fed and they can't fight us.
And it seems like you guys just kind of got control, and then the game was just sort of business as usual for you guys.
So, Sneaky, be honest with me there. Was there a moment of like, oh no, Hi is actually caught out, or was that all planned kind of a situation?
We were really ready for that kind of fight to happen, so it wasn't, oh god, he's going to die. And I was mid. I was like, all right, I know Xerath's here. He can't be there. He can't really die. So there was no worry.
Okay, so then you guys have 4 games left until playoffs. You're a game behind first place. You guys haven't ended a season outside of first place yet. So how's the mood of the team going? And I know you guys had this like rough patch in the middle. Are you guys ready to be #1 NA again? Is that what you guys feel like you are right now?
Well, the mood's gotten much better since our rough patch, obviously. I think everyone's in good spirits now. And whether we're first, second, it doesn't matter. We just want to be happy with how we're playing. And I think we're playing better as the week goes on. Our practice is getting better, our morale, attitude. So just everything's going the way it should be again. So even if we don't end up first, I think everyone on the team will be happy with how we're doing just because we're playing better as a team. So whatever happens at the end of the split, as long as we're happy with our own performance, I think we'll be okay.
Sneaky, you guys going to Worlds?
I can't answer that. We're not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to let the play determine that, freak. You got to show up on the riff. Talk with your mouse.
You have to tell us.
Yeah, you are the analyst.
Yeah, do you got our back?
I think you guys look strong enough that you'd go to Worlds.
All right, thank you.
I think you guys are top 3 right now.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
You're so kind.
Well, gentlemen, that was a fantastic win. You've closed that gap on first place, if anything. So best of luck in the coming week. And we've got more LCS matches coming your way. After a quick break, Team Solo Mid will face off against their oldest of rivals, CLG, in the game that will settle things once and for all, at least for this week. We'll be right back.